6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello guys, it is time for the Bushcraft show. I don't know what that was. It's been a long time since I played that one. Oh boy.
So how are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. I've been hobbling around better today. So hopefully tomorrow I can get out there. It's just the ACL is a pain. It's so touchy because if you turn it just a certain way, it just starts all over again. Yeah. But hopefully, and that's mainly tomorrow, hopefully I can go get some soil so I can fill those 2 beds up at least and get some winter stuff out there tomorrow.
That's good.
Yeah, I think we were doing a lot of work in the greenhouse today.
In the greenhouse?
Yeah, we laid cardboard and I think we put dirt in the beds. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Yes, we did.
We did.
That's good. Yeah, you guys almost need a greenhouse up there. Get a big jump on things.
Yeah.
The wind chill today was crazy.
Michigan can't make up its mind whether it's winter, summer, spring, or fall.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much all over right now.
Hey, for me, it's almost always fall.
The last couple days, it's been in the 70s. We had an 80 day, and then today it's not too bad. It's 60, but it's going to get lower the next couple days, and then go back up and then go back down again.
Nonsense.
Yeah.
It's just like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh.
Yeah, we skipped spring here, went straight into summer. It's been 90 yesterday, in the 90s today, and then in the 90s tomorrow.
Lucky.
Well, you can almost say we kind of skipped winter. Well, I shouldn't. Michigan had winter.
Yeah, we did. We had winter.
We had a little bit of snow. I didn't even shovel.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't. Yeah, I mean, I could have if I wanted to, but the mailman was already walking through it, so I figured, I'll just grab the mail so he doesn't have to walk up here. And then the driveway, just back out with the truck and don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. That sounds nice.
So
Never have I ever shoveled snow.
Lucky man. I have. Yes, you have.
Oh, and I wish I would have thought about this like 6-8 months ago, because I got offered to, of course, I would have had to drive down there, but in Georgia, there's a bushcraft camp out thing going on today, tomorrow, and Sunday,
Really?
I think. And they asked me to talk on it, on bushcrafting skills.
That'd be awesome.
And prepping. And I said, I'd have no way getting down there, and because you stay right there. And I said no, and they said, well, we can send you the tickets anyway. And I told them I couldn't this year, maybe next year. And I said, and then I thought about it today because I seen the advertisement about it, and I said, well, I wish I would have known that. I could have gave the tickets to what? He could have went.
You could have gone.
Whereabouts do they have it at?
I can't remember where it's at. It's a big thing though. There's, um, I think there were like about 40 people talking. A lot of it's bushcrafting.
Nice.
There was homesteaders. It's a lot of YouTubers. Most of them I don't even know.
Cool. Wow.
But I think they kind of invite people from the area, different places around the country. And I was surprised I was the Ohio one because we have Dave Kenneberry. He probably wouldn't have done it, but that would have been my first pick in Ohio.
Okay, I just found it. It's North Georgia. It's the
Oh,
Georgia Bushcraft Spring meetup.
yeah.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I was like, why do you want me?
Well, you have some great things
Wow,
to share.
pretty cool.
But I haven't put any bushcrafting stuff on my channel. Which is kind of weird since the name of the channel is Bushcraft.
They probably just had a program that searched for names of bushcraft
No.
on YouTube.
Yeah, that's they probably put bushcraft on search bar on YouTube, and I don't know if I'd pop up for that or not if somebody just typed bushcraft in search bar.
You'd have to see.
It's less than 2 hours from me. It's less than 2 hours north of me.
One of there is another person from Ohio. He's a knife maker.
Ooh.
And he's down there right now. That's why I remembered it, because he posted that he was there and whatnot. And I'm like, oh, I forgot all about that.
That's pretty cool.
I have to remember that next year. I'd like to go check that out. Seems pretty interesting and informative.
Yeah. And when they first contacted me, I thought it was in Ohio. And I said, oh, that'll work. Like there's something coming. I'm not going to say what it is on here because we're live and everything, but there's something coming up in Ohio that I'll be going to next month.
Ooh, nice.
Cool.
Should be fun.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And you girls got something cooking, don't you?
Yeah, we had a really, really cool opportunity come up that someone on Facebook actually tagged us about. And we auditioned for the You God's Music singing competition. And it's a really cool competition where a lot of singers get on YouTube and online, get together and they audition, and then our audition was accepted, so we're in round 1, and I think voting app opens in an hour.
I was going to say it should be about an hour, shouldn't it?
3.
Yeah, voting opens at 3:00.
No,
I thought
it was either 7 or 8. But
well,
either way,
voting
sometime
opened today.
Sometime.
And it's a really, really cool opportunity for.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's the link right there if you guys want to, in chat, want to check it out.
Thank you.
I think it's a really cool opportunity, not just for us, because people will be able to see our music, and also just for like our general community, because we linked our song to our Vineyard Homestead YouTube channel, because that's where we go live at the most. And so people who come from the competition, people who see us there, will be able to come to our YouTube channel and meet all of the people in our community. And I think I'm hoping that it's going to be a really great way to meet new friends and grow our community a bit. Because
Mhm.
there's some great people in here that a lot of people could be able to learn from, and I think this
Yeah.
is a way to try and reach more people.
And just the experience
Definitely.
of doing it too.
Yeah, we've had a great time being in round one. There's some really cool people in there.
There are
Yeah.
a lot of people. Like you were saying earlier, there's a lot of people to scroll through.
Yeah, I was like that. I mean, there's multiple pages. Once you get to the bottom, you have to load it again, and it loads another page. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Because when you showed it on the your premiere that you did, I only thought, well, there's only 3 people.
No, there's so
And
many.
then I clicked on it, and it's like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
There's so many.
I think the top 50 who are voted for will move on to round 2 of all of those people. It's
Yeah. Well, I can tell you now just by looking at the page before there's voting, you have a lot of likes already.
Oh, likes?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because there's a thumbs up thing there
Yep.
that you can share. I went ahead and shared it out on my Twitter, which doesn't really mean anything, but
Oh, we appreciate it.
never know. Somebody might see it over there. But there's a thumbs up thing there. I think you guys got 11 in
Oh,
7 hours. Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool.
Wow. That's
About 300. Oof.
yeah, there's a
Whoa.
lot of people.
Jeez.
Are there other young people like yourself in the competition?
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't
Hmm.
looked that closely at it. I think most of the people I saw looked like they were like 20 to 30.
Yeah.
There is
There's no one like
some-
Bunky's age that I
yeah,
know.
Yeah, none like I haven't
Most
seen any
are
Bunky's
older
age.
than 16.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be older than 16.
But
Bunky
since
got a
he's
pass since we're both older than 16.
No, because he's 18 and adult,
And I am also 16. And that is the age limit.
but she's an adult, so she's supervising me.
Yeah, I didn't I think there's a few that are like 17, 18, but I
Yeah.
didn't see any probably younger than that.
No, little youngsters.
Tiny bee.
There we go.
So do you guys just do the same song over? Do they just vote on the same song if you move up to the next
You
No,
get to
tier?
Yeah, so next round we get to choose another song.
Oh, okay.
And we're planning on, if we get further in the competition, later on in the competition, it's not just voters, it's also like 50% based on talent and judging, and originals count for more points. So we were gonna add
My
My Salvation
song.
song as the song in one of the later rounds.
Yeah, I seen a lot of them, and I don't know if it's just everybody writes their own song, or is it just that's the way it's worded on each page? Is it
Yeah,
their
it's-
song or
It says for ours, like God Possible by Vineyard Chicks, and we didn't write that.
Yeah, no, that's
that's what I was wondering, because that's the way it seems like it's going,
Like it
and
is.
I was like, wait a minute, I seen a couple of them on there that
you
I'm like, I don't think that person
Wrote
did
that.
this one.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that, but it means that the artist on there did a cover of it.
Hmm.
It just says that they did it.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, Miss Grace, I think there's 4 plus the finals.
4 rounds.
I'm checking. I've got the website pulled up.
You probably already mentioned it, and I probably missed it. But what was the song? Your entry song?
God If Possible by Katie Nicole.
It's a cool
Gotcha.
one.
Contest rules.
I think it is on Joyful Noise and Notes.
Oh, there's only 4 rounds, and one of them is the semifinals and the finals.
So the finals are cool. I'm excited. If we
Yeah,
pass.
first round is only the 50, and then second round is 25. Then you have the semifinals, and then only the top 5, and then the finals is the top 5.
Woo.
That eliminates a lot of people really fast.
Yeah.
Well, go to 50 to 25, but 5.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah. It'll be a good experience.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I remember the first time, because I never learned notes or anything, but I could copy. I could hear somebody play and I could copy it.
Nice.
So I remember the first time I did a tray, or I should say a tree, and threw my drumsticks behind me, and I didn't know ahead of time because I've never done that, and I'm just sitting there like this with one hand playing the drums. And I'm waiting for somebody to come run and give me my drumstick back.
Oh, what a nightmare.
Because
Get
you carry drumsticks with you, an extra set, because they do fly out of your hand. Especially if you're up there for a while, your hands get really sweaty. And if you hit that like the snare drum wrong, you hit it on the rim, doing.
You're like voicing my worst nightmare.
I forgot to bring them all together, but I don't know about her.
Forgot her chair.
I've only like thrown or dropped them in the room, not at a concert.
I've
And
dropped
hopefully it'll stay that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but-
used to put chapstick. I don't know if chapstick feels the same as it used to, but chapstick kind of makes your hands sticky.
Oh,
Especially when they start getting sweaty. Because some of the places, and this is out west, where we were playing was in Las Vegas, so it was hot. And unless you open your hands, your hand's gonna stay wet all the time because it's sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like people are more aware when they're actually like in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like Trey never drops her drumsticks unless she's in the room.
Well, I remember because I didn't have to sing until they figured out I could sing.
Gotcha.
So
Like, oh, you
I did a song by the Romantics, which was a drummer that did this song. So and that's extremely hard. People don't know, because if you're just standing in front of a mic, you're just singing. But if you're having to keep tune with everybody else, and you don't have a KK that's going to stare you down and tell you you're off key or something, you have to pay attention. Then you have to sing the song. The first time, everybody was supposed to follow me, and I forgot to sing. And then everybody turned around and looked at me like, hey, you're supposed to be singing this song. So I did an extra beat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Know how that feels. And it's not easy to play while you're singing.
Mm-hmm.
To keep beat while you're singing.
Yeah, you kind of like have to make muscle memory,
especially on
almost.
offbeat songs.
Yeah, and this is in the 80s. We didn't have a headphone that had a mic on it. We were very low budget. We actually had a tennis racket to extend the mic stand, the mic, so I could sing in front of it. Because if not, I had to go like this,
Oh man,
Well-
that's not easy. to
which is not easy. But like I said, it's a fun experience. Once you get the first couple out of the way,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
really doesn't matter how many is out there unless somebody keeps telling you, oh, there's all these people out there and stuff.
That's not helpful. Wow, there's so many people out there just waiting to stare at you for an hour. Just sit there watching you. Please don't.
Yeah, but you could have millions watching and you don't even know it. Well, you would figure it out when you got a million views on a video, but
Right.
Or when you find out you're actually on the news or something.
Right. But like in person is just that's
It
a lot
makes
more
you
nerve wracking for some reason.
It makes you all like, because you can like actually see the people instead of just looking at a camera, and that makes it more.
right.
yeah, yeah. And
We were not that nervous on their first gig.
yeah, we at one point we had and
What?
this wasn't like a bar, it was more of a nightclub, but we had a bigger band that was actually had a video on MTV.
Oh,
When
wow.
MTV used to play music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a heavy metal band named Y&T. Very,
Cool.
very few people know who that is, but back then it was a big deal. Oh, voting starts in 40 minutes. Okay. So it must be, 8 o'clock.
That is cool.
Yeah, I kept refreshing to see what, because if you go to the page, it says voting's closed.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like it starts
right
at
now-
10 Eastern, 8 Mountain Time.
Oh yeah.
Time zones are weird.
Okay, I come across this one page today, and I found some interesting stuff. Did you know Theodore Roosevelt, which was a president,
Right.
he was actually at Abraham Lincoln's funeral procession?
No way.
Yes,
Really?
in New York City, because he went to different cities and they, the horse and buggied him around each of the cities and whatnot.
Hmm.
And he was up in a window sitting next to his brother. He was 6 years old and still remembered watching Abraham Lincoln go down whatever street it was. I think
Wow.
it just says through the streets of New York City.
Wow. Huh. Wow.
Yeah, and there's actually a picture of it, and you could, I don't know which one it is, but I don't know if I can open this. Let's see.
Well, today in 1865 was his funeral, so this is the anniversary.
Yeah.
Wow.
There it is. Let me see if I can blow it up.
Look at that.
Years ago today.
Now, if you look up, now I don't know which one it is, but if you look up here, it could be one of these two, or it could be these two over in here. One of these is Roosevelt.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Must
and
have been quite-
that's why I never thought that he would, and that was his hero. Lincoln.
159 years ago.
Wow. Wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, was quite a few little tidbits that I was looking at this because it came up about um, Mount Rushmore, and like Theodore Roosevelt had really bad asthma, and
Oh.
his dad told him the best way to get rid of asthma is get physically fit. So he actually overcame asthma back then by getting fit.
Wow. Good for him.
Oh, he was real active. Yeah.
Yeah, and did you know uh to stay in shape when he was in the White House, he would box. And
Oh,
Yeah.
he would box his aides, whatever they were.
Could you
And
imagine that?
yeah, one of them hit him so hard it busted his one of his eye sockets out or something like that, to where he was pretty much partially blind. But it improved his aiming when he would use a gun.
that's wow.
Yeah,
He was a tough man. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
That's
no.
how the teddy
that
bear
was in
got
the
his
White
name.
House.
That's how the teddy bear came about
Yep. Let's
from
name
his
this.
name.
Yeah, let's name this tiny little fluffy creature that children cuddle with after this super tough dude, like super tough dude.
Thomas Jefferson taught himself how to be an architect.
That's cool. Yeah.
Taught himself.
Yeah. George Washington only had grade school education.
Wow.
And his father was supposed to be the first president.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, which his father died when George Washington was 11.
Oh.
Yeah. There's some all kinds of little tidbit things. Oh, and did you know? And this was April 14th, 1865, when Lincoln was,
Yeah. The theater show.
yeah, and that is when Secret Service was created.
Wow.
So the people who guard the presidents, that was created after what happened to Lincoln.
Oh, didn't
Well,
know that
that's
either.
smart.
Yeah, that's probably pretty smart.
It's a shame that's how things are done. We make things safer after bad stuff happens a lot of times.
Have to
George
go on.
Washington actually was the first American to breed foxhounds.
Oh, cool.
The breed of dog.
Wow. That is cool.
Yeah.
They're a really cool looking dog.
And I think I think that was it. It was only a few little tidbits in there, but they're all good ones.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing. That's so cool.
That's cool.
You know, the same guy that, I don't know if you're familiar, in Georgia, in Atlanta, there's Stone Mountain, which features some of the Confederate generals during that time. But the same guy that carved that was also the same guy that had his hands in carving Mount Rushmore.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. I think that's
Gazan, forget his
why
last
this
name.
article came up is because of it's Mount Rushmore Day or something like that.
The faces.
The three
Yeah.
faces of the presidents.
I thought there was four.
Oh yeah, there's four.
And I've been up on top of Mount Rushmore, behind where the presidents are. I I was bad back then. This is when I was in Job Corps, so we had to clean up because there are people that climb up there and drink and stuff, and they leave all their trash there. So we had to go up there and clean because there's actually ways to get into like their body parts or their head parts up there somewhere. I don't know where, but that's what they told us. But every like teenagers and stuff go up on top of there to drink and whatnot.
Wow.
That is so cool.
Whose head were you on? Just like out of curiosity.
I don't know because, well, probably all of them except for the whoever's on the far end because he kind of sticks out.
Yeah. I was kind of wondering, did they not like want him to be part of the friend group or something?
Yeah.
That would be actually George Washington. Yeah, I don't think I was up on his because he kind of sticks out over there.
Yeah.
So you can
I
like
had to actually go look.
go inside of there.
Like in their nose or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're were I guess there's parts in there that where the workers worked or stayed or something like that.
Yeah.
That's so cool where they just like made like monuments for the presidents
mhm.
whose head you were in. That was-
There's another one up there. I think it's Sitting Bull or Geronimo or one of them that it never got finished.
Oh.
Yeah. Or they're still working on it. I don't know. That's when I lived in South Dakota because I went to Job Corps there to become a well. First, I went in for mechanics, and then there was too many people for that, and I went into bricklaying, and then because bricklaying you get to learn how to weld because you're working with rebar and stuff. And then I liked welding, so I switched to welding. So I got to learn bricklaying and welding.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Speaking of ex-presidents, did you know that today in history in 1775, the American Revolutionary War began with the Battle of Lexington?
Oh, today?
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Oh, that's
Yep.
cool.
That's so cool.
Wow.
I'm
It's
so
also
glad.
John Parker Day. He became famous that day because he led a group of 70 men against 700 British.
It's so I'm so glad like all of this got like recorded down because like it's so cool.
Yeah.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's that was my for school. That was my favorite subject was history, because I always liked learning about things in the past.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is pretty cool.
I didn't like anything else except for lunch and PE.
Well, that's everyone's favorite subject.
Yeah, I think pretty much for everybody.
Yeah.
He's fun.
I think one time my actual answer to the teacher was recess.
Oh, you was there
Recess,
last time?
please.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, and they had Sturgis out there, and well, Sturgis is not the same as it used to be, but because I was in Nemo, South Dakota, which from Sturgis it's probably at least 100 miles, I would say.
Not
And
too bad.
everybody there was a few of us that took off and went to go to Sturgis. and we're not allowed to because you have to stay on campus. But it was worth it. But everybody else went on the road and walked and tried to hitchhike and whatnot. Every one of them got busted except for me because I went cross country. I knew the direction where it was at, and I just said, "Well, I'm going over the hill, through the woods and all that stuff." And I actually stayed the night out in the woods up in a tree, and made it the next day.
Wow.
Everybody else got in trouble because they took the road.
That's fascinating. That's got to be like the kind of memory that you're never going to forget.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I got to see like real animals and stuff. I didn't see any wolves, thankfully, because I'm not scared of the bears or anything. I'm scared of wolves because wolves are, ooh, those are, I think those are the scariest animals in the woods. That'd be like, being over in Africa and be worried about a lion or a tiger.
Right.
Yeah.
What are bunnies gonna do to you?
I'm going to stare and carrot.
Why would
It'd be
you?
cool to see them off from a distance, but yeah, not up close.
Yeah, definitely from a distance.
Mom was watching a short today. Somebody raised a puppy from 1 year old, I think, or maybe 1 week old, to 9 years old, and you could pet it, and it's a good dog, and it's a wolf.
I think Dad was going to go to Sturgis the year he married Mom. He was supposed to go to Sturgis with like his friends, and so they ended up going without him. And they took pictures everywhere they stopped. Like every time they took a picture, one of his friends held up a sign that said, "Insert his name here." All of these memories with his name in it.
Yeah. Black Hills. Oh, that's beautiful. It's totally different from any other forest or anything like that. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I bet.
And that's been a long time since I've been there, so it's hard to say. I used to have Budweiser cans of Sturgis from back then. I think it was 84, 85. I can't remember. Somewhere in that area.
Wow.
But
That's
I wish I had those cans now.
That's pretty cool.
So since everybody got mad that we didn't talk about food last time, what did you guys have for dinner tonight?
We haven't eaten
Nothing.
dinner yet.
Oh, you haven't eaten yet.
There's a pot of boiling water.
I know.
No, she already made it. It's already made. I saw it when I
So-
went out to get my Band-Aid.
So it's
So I'm like the other one who doesn't.
can I spill it? Mom, can
Oh,
I spill the beans?
no. Mom made, you just you gotta tell them
It's beans.
now. Mom makes this really cool. It's a very
Feta
interesting thing.
cheese.
So you make your pasta the same way you make normal pasta, but then you get a big casserole, and inside of it you put a bunch of tomatoes and a square
Peppers.
thing of feta cheese, and then like peppers and I think spices. I'm not sure if it has spices though.
I'm pretty
Yeah, it
sure
does.
it has onions too.
Yeah, I think it has onions.
Oh, you gotta have onions.
Yeah, and so you bake it. You bake the casserole with the feta cheese and everything. And then once the cheese melts, you squish it and you crush everything, including the tomatoes. And then you mix it all together and then you put the pasta in it. It's so good.
Oh.
And it's sitting on the island waiting for us.
Mom and Dad are doing it.
What? Now, what do you have for dinner?
What did I? Oh, I just had, which I should have recorded it. I just had preps. Put rice and canned chicken and vegetables and mixed it together.
Nice. She is eating it. She admits it. She is eating it. It's horrible.
Why are you eating dinner
Poison
without
or
us?
something.
It smells so good. I can't smell anything.
What did you eat? Oh yeah, he had
I didn't know I was muted.
his
I've been talking this whole time.
We're not even allowed to eat.
Seriously?
Why would they put it here?
oh, you can see the green in there.
Wait, give me 2 seconds to just turn that off for a minute.
It's
Oh, it
about
looks good.
green.
Those are good.
2, 3.
The
One
guy I worked for, he took some of us out to eat after work to the Mexican restaurant, so I had me some carnitas.
Oh, that's good.
So
Not even allowed to eat.
Yeah, that looks good.
It is.
those are good. I love pasta.
It's good. We're not allowed to eat in here, so we have to wait.
How is tripod doing?
I don't know if you can.
Oh, she's doing amazing. She's doing so well. So not only is she doing really well with her back leg, being able to run around and walk around and keep up with me when I'm walking. She's doing so well with that. But she's also showing really great instinct. We're thinking we're gonna train her a little bit and then have her stay inside during the night all the time when she's older. And we don't usually do inside dogs because of her allergies and dad's allergies. So we're gonna bring her inside and keep her inside. And we're planning on doing that because she's showing such great instinct protection wise. So the other day,
good.
Mom was outside and Tripod's dad, Faux, gets super hyper, like more than Donkey levels of hyper. And he's a huge German Shepherd, and we don't trim his claws. So he'll like try to jump up, and he can like actually cut your side open with his paws.
Yeah.
And so he's doing that, and he was doing his happy little run in a circle and then jump around because he's excited and happy to see you thing. And so Tripod goes in between. She's like this tall. She goes in between Mom's legs and starts barking at her dad. And then the other day, I sprained my ankle pretty bad last year. Like it got swollen and everything. And since then, every time I twist my ankle, it swells up again.
Yeah.
Girl,
You're chippy.
so I twisted my ankle again in a that her mom did. Not her mom, her mom. And both of her parents come over and they start like doing that thing dogs do where they like knock into you because they want you to pet them on the ground. And
Yeah.
Trump under my knee, because my leg is up, she goes under my knee, sits down, and starts growling at them both.
Wait,
Like
she's
so
protective.
Yeah, I get to see the growth every week backstage because Bunky always brings her out.
She's doing so good.
Bailey's outside now.
Yeah, Bailey's
Bailey's
completely moved outside.
Oh. I bet you guys are happy or getting extra sleep now.
She's so Bailey screams.
No, like literally, she does.
She's like, ah!
So glad she's outside. It's so hard to sleep because she's been waking us up at either 8:30 or 9 or 9:30. And I'm not used to waking up at 9.
You know,
She gets up and she falls back asleep on the floor.
Or on the
or in the bathroom.
So
Or
she
in the
likes her
bathroom.
sleep. And then we gotta wait for her to finish sleeping in the bathroom because we haven't gone to the bathroom yet.
I can't not sleep. I need whiskey.
You know who doesn't scream at night?
No.
Try
Anyone else?
Yes, I scream at night. Yeah, KK doesn't scream at night either.
You do.
Monkeys sometimes.
You guys are weird.
I talk in my sleep. That's different.
So cute. Cold nose. Very cold nose. Here you go. Put it back.
Yeah, it seems like once you roll your ankle to where you almost hear a pop.
Yeah,
Um,
that sounds awful.
your ankles are weak all the time. Oh,
Yeah.
when I played football, I had to wrap them up and then wrap tape around the actual shoe again on top of that, just so I wouldn't roll my ankles all the time.
Yeah,
But
it's
you
swelling.
kind of get used to it after a while, even though it swells up. Like if you're playing, you don't take your shoes off. If you roll your ankles, you
Mhm.
don't take your shoes off, because as soon as you take your shoes off, your foot swells up and you can't get your cleats
Shoe
back on, or your tennis shoes back on.
Right.
So you just leave it on and wrap more tape around it.
That sounds really rough.
Mm. The last time I was going down in the basement and rolled my ankle and actually broke my foot too.
Oh,
It's I thought it was swelled up because I rolled my ankle and didn't realize that I broke my toe, because or the bone that connects to the toe.
yeah.
And I went, because I was still having problems with it. I'm like, why is there a problem? So I went to supposed to be a foot doctor. I had to fix his computer so he could look at the x-rays to see what was wrong with my foot,
That's horrible.
because he wasn't too tech savvy. And the secretary nurse lady, she was even worse than he was. So I'm showing him how, well, you have to do this. And I'm sitting in there for half an hour before my appointment is to try to fix their computer.
That is rough.
And then he said, well, the reason why you're having problems with your foot is because you broke your foot and it healed over, but it didn't line up right. I said, well, I didn't even know I broke it. And he said, well, we can fix it. I asked how they're going to do it. And he said, we have to re-break it and set it back in place again. And I said, well, it's already healed, isn't it? He said, yeah, but it's uneven. And well, I'm just going to leave it. I don't want to break it all over again.
Right. Ooh.
America, great again. Matthew Bushcraft, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it.
Not bad.
Yeah, and it was during garden season. I didn't want to have a broken foot while trying to do gardening and stuff. So I never went back.
Well, hey, if it isn't bothering you too bad anymore, you should be all right.
Yeah, I broke stuff before and didn't go, and like my pinky toes. I've broke my pinky toes so many times. Walking around the bed and you go.
Oh, yeah. I've actually been scared of breaking that. I didn't know if it was possible or not, so now I gotta be careful.
Yeah, you can break them, but it's not like a regular break. I don't know. That's what I was told. It's not like a regular break to where you have to set it or something. It's just you want to put something there so you don't hit it again because it hurts.
Right. Oh man, the worst thing I've ever done with my foot was that time I impaled myself with that thing. That was a breaking your foot multiple times. Just
Yeah.
I'm getting phantom pains in my pinky toes. It's horrible. This is what empathy will get you.
Now, we have wooden floors and they're not the best shape. Because when we moved in here, it was almost close to gutted, and wore down because the people were bad that was in here before. But I got a no down payment and just started making payments on it. So it was a win-win for me. Just it took longer to fix, and I'm still fixing it. But
Wow.
like I said, the floors are old wooden floors, so we get splinters all the time. And because I don't wear no slippers or things, and a lot of times I'm outside barefooted when I'm doing gardening and stuff. But sometimes you come in here and you'll get splinters that go. I've had splinters that long in my foot, and yeah.
Oh, that's horrible. It hurts all over again.
It's really bad when they go under your toenail.
Oh, those are the worst.
Yeah,
Those are the worst. Yeah,
Oh.
I've had that. I keep getting toothpicks in my foot. I've had so many leaves.
My son did too.
I keep getting like them in my foot, and then there was that one time I got a piece of mulch stuck in my foot, and I think I was 11. I was crying, and so Dad was just like, "Okay, I'm gonna pull it out," and then he's trying to like do that thing where they try to get you to think or look at something else, and then pull you out.
Count
You're
to
not looking.
5. 1, 2.
No, you're just like, "Hey, look at what the dogs are doing." I'm like, "No, I know what you're doing. I know that. Don't just leave it. Just leave. I'll cope. I'll live with it. Don't." And then he just pulled it out. Yeah, that was bad.
Hey, big family expedition.
Hello.
Welcome to the channel. What was I gonna say? Oh, well, I think every family has this one kid that gets hurt in the weirdest ways, and it was my middle son. It seemed like, well, actually they're all that way, so it doesn't matter.
That doesn't sound good. Sounds like
He comes downstairs and says he has his hand in his pocket, and he's standing weird because he has his hand in his pocket, and he says, I got my finger stuck in a hook. And I'm said, what? And he said, a fishing hook. And I said, where? And he says, it's in my pocket. He had a hook inside his pocket that was stuck, that was hooked in his pocket, and he hooked his finger. And he did this when he was sleeping. It woke him up. I don't know how, but
so painful. The weirdest one.
And I'm still trying to figure this out. And he says, in his pocket. And I said, well, can't you take it out of your pocket? He said, no, it's stuck in the pocket too. And he ended up having to take his pants off and show the hook was in there. So I ended up cutting a hole in his pocket, and he had to go get dressed, and we went because he didn't want to do it the way I would. Me, the fastest and easiest way is yank, and he didn't want to do that. So I said, well, we got to go to the hospital, which you're going to have to do that anyway because it's a metal object, so you got to get a tetanus shot. So they went and, they got a little tool that makes it easier for the hook to come out.
Yeah.
And trying to explain to the nurse and the doctors how he got this hook stuck in his, and this is like at 4 o'clock in the morning.
No. That's horrible. Man, I've had a lot of things with my finger. When I was like
oldest son, he was at Bueller's here, And we were walking to the store, and all of a sudden I hear, ah! And we all turn around, look, and he had ran into the big crates where they put watermelons in, and it had metal sticking out the side, just a little bit. And he cut his leg open,
Oh,
and it was gushing all over the place, all over the watermelon. And
watermelon. I have to purchase that day, Mr. Child.
and we are hurried up and put something over, and it wasn't very deep. And I'm like, what happened? And because he's kind of weird as it is, and he says, that crate jumped out and cut me. And anyways, the manager came running with the first aid kit, and we bandaged him up, and we had to go to the hospital so he gets stitches and again tetanus shots.
That's
Yeah,
awful.
it's always weird.
Always weird ones. You never get injured normally. Never happens.
Oh, and my youngest daughter, they were doing they were in a gym because it wasn't study hour, but it was goof off hour or whatever they call it. And they were playing basketball. So she picks up the basketball and went to shoot it in as a granny shot and sprained her knee.
Her knee.
Don't know how. She wasn't moving. She just went like this and and I had to take her to the hospital.
That's horrible. That's terrible.
She's the one that she does weird things, and she was petting a cat and sprained her same knee again.
That's so weird, cat. Yeah.
Weird ways.
How did you sprain your knee?
I don't know. Yeah.
Our big brother once, he played baseball really, really well. And he was playing baseball, and someone threw the ball, and those balls can go really quick. And he goes out to catch it, but he doesn't use the hand that has a little baseball glove on it. He uses his other hand.
Yeah.
So he catches it, puts it in the other glove, I think, and then he threw it. And
he threw it with the mitt?
no, he did not throw it. He just caught it and then he threw it.
Oh, okay.
Dad was up in the stands watching him.
This is before we existed.
Yeah, this was before we existed. He said it looked like a comet. There was like a trail of red following the ball.
And he cut his hand?
No, apparently when he caught the ball, it came flying right at his pointer finger and it hit him and it tore it in. And it just like completely side off. And he still caught it, threw it, and then reacted.
Yeah. Well, that's how good players do. That they'll grab it because you don't have to pull it out of your mitt. You just throw it.
Yeah, that's awful.
It hurts though.
I think.
Oh, yeah.
And then see, Bunky broke her arm with a marshmallow.
Yeah, Bunky broke her arm looking. She didn't break it with him. And then she broke her arm looking for marshmallows. She fell there.
And then you had like everything else.
Everything else.
Everything else.
It's everything. So the funniest one, in my opinion, is when I was like 4, I think. I got my fingers stuck in the car door while Dad was going to the vitamin shop. We were all there. And so I was really little, so I thought it was fun or funny, one of the two, to open the door from the inside at the same time as Dad opened it from the outside. So we opened the door to the car together. And then I get out, and then I was going to do it again where I put my hand on the handle, and then he tried to close it with me. But he was faster than I was. I got my finger pinched in the door. Notice. And so he's walking away, and I'm like, Dad, Dad. And then it happened again, like, what was it, last year? Yeah. I did the exact same thing, but worse. So when I was little, it just like cut right here. It was just a little cut, and it wasn't that bad. This one and was then my this fault. This one, she closed the door on my pointer finger. It split right through the nail. It was awful.
Ooh.
And that one, you were just.
It's better if you get more of the hand in there.
Like, then, like a week later, I did it again with a different finger, and this time it was my fault. I slammed my finger in the garage door. I was like, just cut my hand off. I'm done with it. Those are so painful because, like, you got all those nerves in your fingers.
Yeah, when I played football, because I was a real skinny little guy, I ran as fast as I could because I could run faster than anybody else. So I would run and throw myself as a dart and knock them down that way. I went and tried to tackle a very, very large person. And when I went in, because I always went in head first and grabbed him and knocked him down. Well, his knee went through my helmet. My helmet, the face guard shattered, and it hit down here and knocked my teeth through the bottom part of my lip. So my teeth were coming out of my lip. And back then, I was really mean on the field. So I couldn't. They technically they're not allowed to let you stay out there when you're bleeding out your mouth and stuff. But the officials didn't care. So I basically shoved my teeth because they didn't fall out. They just were poked out this way. So I shoved them back up in there and then pulled them off my lip and got another helmet, which was too big, and went back out on the field. And I'm lined up and I got blood gushing out of my mouth because I just, banged my teeth back in. And all these people on the other team, when they hiked the ball, they sprint away and ran away from me. And ended up getting tackled by somebody else. And it was funny. I was running after people and they wouldn't let me tackle them. And they finally took me off the field because everybody was, the field was getting messy.
Yeah.
That's when they used to let you play. I mean, nowadays it's like, oh, your tape came off your hand guard. You have to go get it fixed.
Right.
Or, oh, your shoe's untied. Time out. Yeah.
I think I used to get. I did basketball for a semester in 5th grade. We're so bad at sports. So I can't aim or catch for anything. I am very good at shoving people. Illegal. It's part of the game. It's a very good distraction. Remember when we played soccer? Mm-hmm. KK and I were on our team when we were really little, and so KK is getting all like, I don't know, competitive with this like mostly boys team, and I'm 2 years younger than her, so I'm like, I'm standing out in the outfield because no one wants to really put me in the game because I'm really small. And so I'm standing way over there watching them chase this ball around, and I got bored. And I decided that I wanted to make Mom a very, very nice bouquet since the ball's not by me anyway. So I start picking all these dandelions. I'm just in the middle of a game. There's moms and dads and tents all over the place, and I'm picking dandelions. One, all of these boys around me start picking dandelions. until like almost the entire team is picking dandelions except for her, and she keeps falling to the wrong goal. Yeah, we're so good at sports.
My daughter played soccer quite a bit. She started in what they call tidbits here. It's Tim Horton. It's very weird. I don't know why they come up with this idea, but at the time you don't think about it. But they gave them T-shirts, and on the inside of the T-shirt was free donuts. So if you go to Tim Horton, you lift up your shirt and it said a free donut. It makes no sense. I don't know who thought of this idea, but you have a bunch of kids coming in there lifting their shirts up. But that's beside the point. Anyway, my daughter, because tidbit, you have a little net that you have to kick it into. My daughter was taller than the net, so they put her as goalie, and nobody could kick it in there because she was bigger than the net. So they tried to kick it in, and she'd knock it away, and the other team would get mad and say, "You can't have her in front of the net because nobody can make a goal." So they made her go out in the field. She didn't do any dribbling or anything like that. She only had one thing: is she kicked the ball very hard. She was like a foot taller than everybody else. She was even taller than the coach.
Oh wow!
Well, the coach was kind of short. He was like 5'4" or something like that.
That's not short. That's 2 inches taller than her.
I'm sorry. She would go out there and really kick the ball very hard. And when I say kick the ball, her foot would go way up in the air. So if anybody was in front of her when she kicked the ball, boys would get kicked where they don't want to be kicked. She ended up making it all the way down the field, which she wasn't supposed to go past halfway point, but she went all the way and kicked it in to the goal. She turns around and the whole team of boys are laying on the floor. That's the only way she played, is kicked it very hard. She didn't do any dribbling or anything. She kicked it very hard and then ran after the ball. And then they made her sit on the sidelines for a while.
That's awful.
But she had that problem because she wanted to play football too, and this was in 5th grade, and she played soccer at 5th grade too. And she kind of got both sports mixed up. So when she was playing soccer, and if somebody got in front of her, she shoulder checked them. And she's still bigger than all the other boys. And they would go plump and fall down and start bawling. And red card. Because she would shoulder check them. Because one of the things in football is when your defender's coming around to slow them down, you stick a shoulder out and then you guard the next guy. And that would make the other guy kind of steer away. That would give the quarterback enough time to pass it off or throw it. And that's how she learned the shoulder check. But you're not allowed to do that in soccer.
That's unfortunate. That was her forte. Just shove the people.
I was tiny, and so like I kept getting run over.
See, that's the thing. Your daughter is like a foot taller than everyone there. She's like a foot shorter than everyone there. So shoving the girl, she just shoved.
It was 6th grade. I had to be like 4'8" or something because I was shorter than Bunky is now. and I was
She was my height.
and then there's
I
a bunch
was
of
the
6th graders who are probably 5'5", 5'6", etc. And I'm just like tiny, so I had to, or I would get knocked over.
I had to shove the volleyball players. It was it was life or death. I had to shove them.
I did try volleyball. I actually made it over the net one time.
And the whole team was just like, you did so good.
It went out of bounds.
One time she made the score.
Yeah, that's what nowadays. I'm glad that my daughter got to do sports the way sports are supposed to be done. Right after she got done with soccer and stuff, because she only did the football one year, just because she wanted to do it, and they told her she wasn't allowed to because she was a girl. The very next year in soccer, they didn't keep score anymore, and everybody got a trophy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even the dandelion.
I have a trophy in the basement with a little soccer ball at the top. And I got it for picking dandelions. Like, that's literally all I did on soccer team. Even I didn't think I wanted it.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind, like, if everybody got a trophy, but there still needs to be a recognition that
Right.
The best
you
player.
worked hard to do something, not just because you showed up.
Like, there was like literally we go there the last day and there's like a table and it's filled with identical little brown trophies with soccer balls on top of it.
Yeah.
First place.
And nobody learns what it is to work hard to achieve something.
Right. I think I would have been pretty happy if I just got like a little statue of a dandelion.
Instead of a soccer ball, a bouquet of flowers.
Good job.
Yeah. My granddaughter wants to do soccer and to do the little tidbit thing. But thankfully they got rid of the t-shirt thing. That was, I never understood that. But now you can't go so many feet from each other. You can't touch another person, if they're close to you and the ball's there. If you get too close to each other, then they blow the whistle and make them go apart from each other, so they don't come in contact. And this is now. This is not, a couple years ago.
Wow.
So it's like
Like,
sports are going to be weird in the next 5 to 10 years.
yeah. That stinks.
What did
Go Bulldogs.
you played football, didn't you?
I played football, a little basketball, and I played soccer a couple of years.
Oh, did you?
I was pretty tall, so they just stuck me as the goalie. Worked out
Get mad
sometimes.
at the goalie because he's really tall. Like, ruh.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it. And then I think it was my senior year. They finally had they started a wrestling team. I probably would have did that if they would have started a little earlier, but it's all right.
Yeah, I kind of want to do something like similar, like some kind of story martial arts class. Just like
Yeah,
those.
my son decided to go into wrestling, and then the whole team they got a staph infection, so they had to shut the whole thing down. By the time they got the whole gym clean, because you have to sterilize everything, the season was over.
Oh,
They didn't get to wrestle anybody. They had to forfeit because it kept going from one person to the next person, and then yeah.
That's rough luck.
You know, we did karate for a while, and she got a gold medal and a silver medal.
Silver and bronze.
Silver and bronze.
But I was like 9.
Yeah.
You still did good.
That's one thing I wanted to do. I did I think it was almost 2 years of Kempo in Tucson. My sensei didn't know English, and we had to have an interpreter
Oh no.
tell us what he was saying. So he would go, he would speak in Japanese, and we'd have to wait until the interpreter said what he said. But we had probably for the first 3 months, the interpreter didn't know what he was saying.
Oh.
Because evidently there's a different dialect or whatever the thing was. So he would make stuff up, and then our sensei would get mad because we were doing the wrong thing, and he would scream and holler, and we didn't know what he's saying, and we would ask him, and he would say, "You're doing a good job," and we're like, he's not saying that. And then we finally figured it out. You got the wrong interpreter.
That's horrible.
You're doing great.
Just a little overexcited.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that to get anywhere in that, it takes like so many years, and the dojo that I was with, they didn't do tournaments or anything like that. It was all in-house that you had to grow at, which I guess was good. But there is so many years of Kempo.
Right.
I'd probably still be trying to learn it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to know though. Just like it seems like it'd be helpful.
It does.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us have really succeeded at anything sport-wise. I mean, Bunky has showed a lot of interest in baseball. And I wanted
Baseball.
to do basketball for some time.
Yeah. Let's see. I had 2 boys do baseball. Both daughters did softball. I think just a few years. My oldest daughter did the longest in softball. And she was one of those that in right field that would go picking flowers too. She'd be off there picking flowers because we had a good or her team had a good pitcher. So everybody in outfield just kind of did whatever. When I was really good pitcher many moons ago, and there's a guy named in the 80s. Well, he got famous after his dad was in the major leagues at this time, but he ended up going to major leagues too. Ken Griffey Jr. I actually threw a strike on him.
Oh.
And then the next ball he knocked out of the park. But yeah, he was all set up for draft and everything. It was he came to New Mexico.
Wow. That's cool.
We got to meet kind of like the pre-rookie of the year guys. And that's where I learned. Sometimes coaches are in it for their own, and I was very undeveloped. I didn't have muscle, but I could throw very fast.
Right.
And he had me throwing curveballs when my shoulders weren't developed enough to handle it, because it takes a lot to throw a curveball, and
Right.
you'll mess up your shoulder. And I had the choice of getting surgery or not playing again. So I didn't want surgery, so I stopped playing baseball. Which sucks, because I love pitching.
Or it's gonna get pretty rough.
Mhm.
Though, because of the three of us, none of us were all that great at sports. I mean, Bunky is a little bit, but none of us are that great at sports. But we are good at music. And our older brother was like incredible at baseball, almost made it to the major leagues.
That's good.
But he did not. He hated music. He hated music and he hated art. And he hated to the point where in choir class, he would not sing. He would mouth watermelon cantaloupe. Watermelon cantaloupe. This is what he did. Like, I don't think
Just so it looked like he was singing.
yeah, something. Yeah. It's like me picking dandelions, but worse. An effort was made. An effort to skip choir was made.
I was never one for music in school or any of that stuff. I like, football and baseball and all that stuff. Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here.
Well, thank you.
Go ahead and get that link real quick. It should be. Is it open now?
Is it open now?
It's.
I think it's 10 p.m. tonight.
Oh, 10? Okay.
And it's
I
the
keep refreshing that page and it keeps saying closed.
I think it's 10 Eastern, 9 Central.
And then like 3 o'clock.
I don't know.
Where's the beef? I had chicken. Yeah. Right now, beef is really expensive here. It's about as high as the gas is.
Yeah, beef is expensive here too. They keep raising some of our fences.
Yeah. And it's going to get worse, and then we'll get a break closer to November.
Teens too, we are not getting good at repairing fences.
Holy
Yesterday, one of the black cows broke the wire, and in my pitiful attempt to try and fix the wire, I sliced my finger open, and it was,
Again.
I was just like,
Ouch.
should I go in,
Yeah.
Dad, to fix it now, or should I fix the fence first? And then it started dripping down my finger. I'm like, yeah, no, I'll fix it now.
That's what duct tape's for.
Yeah, you got it.
I didn't have any duct tape in my mini bike. Like, mom got a popsicle stick so that I wouldn't bend my finger where I could. And so I couldn't bend my finger. So I had to send this one out who had deadlines. I had to send her out to go into the cow yard and get my motorbike, which I forgot to tell her the brakes don't work. The brakes are
Fine, I didn't tip.
did not tip.
I did
She
not.
did. I thought you almost crashed in the back.
No.
Did you almost run into the fence?
No.
I thought you did. Good job, Ed.
Oh, by the way, the brakes don't work.
Tried to drive past the back door, and I was just like, no, the brakes don't work. He's gonna crash into Dad's truck.
It would have been funny, but no.
Oh, and then our bull, Andy, he broke out. He just
Oh boy.
through an actual fence, and he got out onto the road.
Oh no.
The main, there were police came over like 3 times. I had to go out by the road and try and herd him over, and I was on my mini bike, and Dad was on the tractor. Apparently, Dad and I make a pretty good cattle herding team on the tractor, but then Andy. Okay, so the tractor's on this side. It's pretty big. Little kid on a little mini bike over here. I'm gonna charge that one, and he started chasing by the road. I'm just like, nope, out of here.
Just make sure you're faster than the bull.
You're faster than the bull.
Thankfully, I was, because he's very chubby. He's a very chubby guy.
He's a very chubby guy. He's fast though.
He is fast, but I was faster on the bike. I would not be able to outrun that bull.
Yeah, I remember when I found out that rodeos were cool, and they tried to get me to, and everybody else had cowboy boots on and cowboy hats, and at the time I had very, very long hair and Reeboks, the kind that you pump up.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to ride the big bull, so they told me ride the horse. I said okay, and it's bronco riding, by the way, because they'll. And I found out very fast that they will throw you off if you're not ready. And there's a way you're supposed to let go so you're not holding on to the rope. And nobody told me this. And so I'm hanging on the side, and I'm just going like this and dangling all over the place. And then these clowns started coming at me, and I'm freaking out because there's clowns, and I'm kicking the clowns because I thought they were coming out to attack me, and I'm kicking the clowns trying to get away from it. My arm is still going like this on this horse, and they took the thing off the horse that makes him buck, and he's still going at it because I'm still stuck on the harness thingy. That was my last try at being a person in a rodeo.
See, our neighbor passed away. He was a rodeo man. He was cool. Like his wife showed us a video, and he would like take a full-grown bull, and he would like be on a horse, and then he would jump down, grab the bull, and just like bring it to the floor. He like wrestled.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
And they do that little thing where they wrap it around their feet really fast.
He was cool. And so 11-year-old me, genius. He was so cool. I wanted to be like him. So I went to our barnyard, and this was back when we had those decks. They were like smaller cows, but still big. I go on the least tame, and she's a mom at the time. And I jump on, the ground is frozen. She bumped me off. I fell, 11 years old, from the cow's back to the ground. I thought I broke. Our neighbor had a hip replacement. I swear I remember looking at the sky and thinking, I'm going to walk like Mr. Terry now. I was okay. It only hurts sometimes, every now and then.
Yeah, they're a rough group of people, let me tell you. I've seen them big bulls, because they actually wear a vest that's like bulletproof, because I don't know what it's called, but because if they're laying on the ground and a bull's tromping on them, it's so they'll protect their chest.
Right.
Yeah.
Cowboys. I have so much respect for our cowboy friends. They're just so cool.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I haven't done it since I almost broke my hip, but I still want to. gotta go into barrel racing or something.
No.
Yeah. After that, they kept trying to talk me into doing other things, and I said, no. No, you guys said I was just going to ride the horse around the thing.
Like a trained horse.
Yeah.
I was going
I
to
was
sit up
like,
guys who
yeah,
comment.
that's what it is. Kevlar. Oh man.
Did
What was that? There was a movie called, I think it was called 8 Seconds. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was really good bull rider and stuff, and the bull actually killed him, and that's why they make him wear the vest now. I know his friend. It was tough something, tough element or something like that, which was a really good bull rider too. But oh man,
what the movie was? 8 seconds.
8
Yeah,
seconds.
How long your foot you can hang on to the pole for.
Yeah.
For off. You can only for so long.
You think 8 seconds is well, that's
Seconds of your life.
that's easy.
Oh no, it isn't.
Yeah.
No.
Now the thing
Lane
is,
Frost. That's who the movie's based on.
oh yeah, that's it. Yeah. I seen you see some of the women go out there and get kicked off the horse. The horse rolls up when they do the barrel thing where they run around the barrels, and the horse rolls on them and they just get back up and whoosh, and it's like nothing.
It's like you weren't crushed by a horse. That didn't
Yeah.
happen. What you talking about? I didn't fall.
Yeah.
There wasn't a something pound horse on me.
I showed this video where this guy got stuck on like I did, but he ran up on it and grabbed the bull like in a headlock and was hanging on to him and like this until everybody else got the guy free, and then he let him go. And
Wow.
them some tough guys.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Great. Solid people.
Yeah, it takes a special person to do that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Special bone structure people to do that.
Yeah, and they got this thing to where they set out this little plastic table and plastic chairs, and everybody sits down, and the one that doesn't move from that, because they let a bull go, and the bull goes there and annihilates the little plastic chairs and table, and whoever is still sitting there wins whatever prize it is. And I'm like, ain't no way.
No.
I see that bull coming. There's no way I'm going to sit out there and let him squish me. Oh.
If it was Andy, I'd be fine with that. Andy's such a very docile bull. You could stand a foot away from him and he wouldn't budge. Any other cow, I probably wouldn't. Rooster. Oh yeah, Rooster's good. Oh, he's such a sweetheart.
Yeah, just a regular dairy cow. Them things will toss you all over the place, just moving their head around.
You know, one of our cowboy friends actually said it's worse if you get kicked by a young cow. Like if you get kicked by a calf, it can be worse than getting kicked by a big cow. Why? Because they're stronger. The big cows spend all their time
got all that weight on them.
The little cows spend all their time running around. They got strong like that. Headbutt, it's way worse from a big cow.
Oh yeah.
I got headbutt by a mom once, and she pushed me like 12 feet across the yard. And like I was worried she was gonna push me into a tree and squish me, and she didn't.
Yeah, that's why I watched it on True Grit. She says she learned the hard way to not scratch the cow's top of its head, because when they do that, when they come to see you, they put their head down for you to scratch their head on the top of their head,
and then they can like.
and she got thrown across the field that way, and that's how she learned. You can pet their neck and the side and stuff, like not the top of their head, because they get used to that.
Huh.
I don't know. Cows are really dangerous for what they're worth to me, but they taste good, and they make good milk and cute babies.
Yeah. I used to have to go over to neighbors and get I forget what we called it. It was a Lucy or something like this. I forget. To bring her in the little stall to milk, and there's two different ones. One that you had to put a rope around the back leg and tie it down, because if not, she would kick you.
Right.
Or kick over the milk barrel.
Right.
And we had to, you had to clean the udders and all that stuff, and then that when you would start milking. And one of them you would only milk halfway, and you would dump the milk in another bucket and go back and do it again. And if you get them mixed up, one of them's going to kick the milk bucket over. So we learned the hard way. And still to this day, that is the best milk or butter from the milk I've ever had was from those cows.
Yeah, nothing but fresh stuff.
Oh. And yeah, I just seen headbutts for cats, but the funny part is there were cats that lived in this barn.
So they would
I would go psst, psst, and spray the cats, and then go.
they love you for that.
Yeah. So they got. I ended up getting in trouble because whenever the old lady would go out there to milk the cow,
cats were waiting.
The cats would come over, and why are you guys always over here? And then she would tell my grandpa, there's something wrong with them cats, because every time I go out to milk them, the cats come running up to me, and they're going to get squished. And then my grandpa told me about it, and he says, you ain't got nothing to do with that. And I'm, oh.
I don't know. Man. Hey, making a cat happy is a good thing to do. Yeah. I know you put little dishes for them sometimes when you milk the goats. Yes, I do. Cats are the best company when you're milking. Yeah. Hey, they're cute and they're fluffy.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that I'm allergic to them, but it's worth it. It's so sad that you can't give them little kisses and stuff.
I used to, when we had property not far from here, used to have one cat that whenever I'd start working on something or be out in the garden, I'd be over there digging, pulling weeds or something. He would always get on my back and ride around. So everywhere I go, I had a cat sitting there. I'd work on the car and he would be up on my shoulder.
That's the cutest.
Yeah.
I had a little kitty who did that once. She only had one eye. But then she was a black cat, and she would come over when I was like taking care of the animals, and I'd be standing up, and she would just climb up my pants, up my jacket, and then rest on my shoulder or on my head and just walk around the bird area on there. And the amount of times she would like push my beanie over my eyes. So sweet.
Hey, Vester, I'm gonna go check real quick and see it, because 101 said he might be, which that means we'll see him next week.
Yeah.
Don't see Nope, I don't see anything for the last few minutes. Nope. But we got, I'm not sure if Lake and Bigfoot are going live Saturday or not. Is this Saturday? Is Jesse them going this Saturday or next Saturday?
I don't know.
Oh,
Let me check. I think it's
Yeah, I know they go like every other, but I can't remember which one it
I
is.
can't remember which one.
Oh, there's Lake.
I think they might be.
There was one 12 days ago.
So I think that means they're this week.
Oh, so it might be this Saturday.
420.
Then.
So yeah, that's tomorrow.
Yep,
Yeah.
they're live tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 6.
Yeah. So make sure you go check them out tomorrow. What time? 6 o'clock?
6 Eastern, 5 Central.
Okay. And then Sunday, there's these 3 girls that do something on Sundays. I forget what it was.
Kind of vaguely heard
At
They might
10:30,
the last couple weeks.
if they wake up. Oh, it's Jesse's birthday today. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Happy birthday.
Yeah,
Tell him happy birthday tomorrow when he goes live.
yeah. And then at 11:05 ish is
Dig deeper.
Dig Deeper Ministry, and then 5 o'clock or 5:30 Sunday.
We do 6 p.m. Sunday.
Oh,
Eastern.
so you're gonna stick to 6 p.m.
I think
Oh.
so. We haven't
Okay.
figured it out quite yet. I think we're gonna
Okay.
arrange some stuff first before we try to move earlier.
Oh, okay.
But we want to try to get finished before 7 because we keep running over Mr. Joe.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff used to get the egg timer, because I can't say things or he can't say anything bad in 15 minutes. So we would stick to a plan for 15 minutes, and then his egg timer would go off, and then would go from there. So you might have to start getting an egg timer going.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
sometimes it's hard, though. It is trying to stay to a schedule when somebody's up that is a real good talker.
Oh yeah.
But thanks everybody for hanging out. I'm gonna go ahead and play the outro that I just uploaded, so hopefully it works. I didn't check it before I uploaded it. But what and girls, thank you for coming up today.
Thank you for
Pleasure as
having us.
always.
We will catch you later.
Night, everybody.